Very happy to meet you again to discuss issues that are prevailing, that are trending, especially in Swaziland. Issues that affect our communities, issues that affect the way we live, and issues that affect our day-to-day running of life. And here today, I want us to discuss an issue that is trending a lot in Swaziland, and for the very wrong reasons. That some police officers assaulted a lady, assaulted a female, because they assumed that the way she was dressed was not decent. I think that could be the only explanation, but I'm surprised first by the fact that it was the policeman who attacked a woman. The policemen who are supposed to protect her if she's under attack are the ones that attacked her, actually, with the belief that maybe they were exercising some, or rather instituting some kind of discipline on her, that she should dress properly. And this because she was wearing some bum shorts. In case some of you don't know what bum shorts are, I've got a picture there. You can look at what bum shorts are. Usually bum shorts are produced from a pair of jeans that you cut very short, so that maybe you dress and feel maybe you feel comfortable in the shorts more than you feel in the jeans, because jeans cover a lot, and maybe during some warm weather you can feel very hot if you are wearing jeans. Nowadays they come in different forms, and some of them come straight from the factory, ready-made. Only the denim ones you can make from cutting the jeans. Some of them you just buy straight from the shop. They are ready-made, they are ready to wear, and they are ready to fit into your body than you do when you're wearing bum shorts. And this lady who went out in bum shorts felt that she was just dressed the way she liked, and she had the right to go out and meet friends or do whatever business she thought she could do out there before she met some policemen. I think she met a lot of other people that did not care how she was dressed. Then she met some policemen who assaulted her, actually, who sexually assaulted her. That's what I heard. Who manhandled her, or rather, start beating her because they thought the way she was dressed was not decent. This is what I want us to clear, what I want us to discuss and bring in the open, and understand what is it that in our African society, or in Africa, what is it that we regard as decent clothing. Just to open the eyes of some few people who might not have maybe the advantage of, or the benefit of history to their side, or who have never even studied the history. If you look at the pictures of our ancestors and you look at the way they were dressed, surely you would think that nowadays we are overly dressed. Every time we dress nowadays, because of this European kind of dressing, this dressing that was brought to us by the Europeans, we would look overdressed. We are actually overdressed compared to the way we used to dress. I know that in Swaziland, in some communities, in some areas, women are not even allowed to wear trousers. I know that trousers do not give enough coverage of the body. Maybe the outline that they give you. Sometimes if you are wearing skinny jeans or something skinny that is tight on you, it gives a total outline of what your body looks like. Maybe that is why they enforce it in some homes, in some households. I understand. I know some households where this is exercised. It's okay if it is in the household, of course. They do it for various reasons, and it is allowed to be done if it is in your family. You have decided that this is the correct mode of dressing, or correct code of dressing in our family. But when you go out there, no one has got the right to really go around judging somebody because of the way they are dressed. Because we Africans used to dress very, very skimpily. Just look at us. That's us. That's our tradition. Then the Europeans came and taught us to cover almost everything. I don't know whether they were embarrassed with the way we were dressing. They should just have left us dressing the way. Oh, they were killing most of the things. They were killing this our mode of dressing, or our code of dressing, just like they killed everything else. They killed our religion. They killed our culture. Even the way we dressed was also killed. And even this lady, whom I believe did not go back like we used to dress. Some people who are short-sighted, who don't think outside the box, think that they are exercising what the correct mode of dressing is, but what exactly is it? In Africa, in Swaziland, let us take example of Swaziland, the first nation that we are talking about. During reed dance, you see girls dressed sometimes very skimpily, trying to go back. They are trying to relive our tradition, the way people used to dress, and we actually have no problems with that because it's actually enjoyable. It's actually rich, and it's actually something that everyone encourages because we are saying we are going back. We are going back. We are trying to live, although it's for a short time. We are just trying to relive our ancestors, how our forefathers, our tradition of dressing that we cherish, and that was taken away from us by the Westerners when they come. When they came, these Westerners, they used to overdress. But now it is them, the foreigners, who are allowed to dress maybe any way they want. Now they are allowed to dress in whatever way they want. If they want to go out, maybe in those skinny jeans. If you are a white person, you are forgiven for that. They say, this is the way white people can dress. White people are maybe decadent, or maybe are not modest in the way they dressed. But you will find it acceptable if a white lady is dressed like this. But if it is a black lady, there will be public outcry, and she will find herself under fire for just doing something that other people are doing elsewhere in the world. Of public condemnation that she will receive, it will be like somebody, she would have murdered somebody else. She would have committed an act of murder, homicide. Especially from a fellow black people are the ones that will give you a barrage of attacks relentlessly. She will even find it difficult to live in the very community that she has always lived in, because she will start getting labels. But no, white people actually are modest. Their traditional way of dressing is quite modest. The dressing that they brought to us is modest. And when they go back to try to imitate us by wearing as little as possible, we think that maybe that is their way of dressing. Actually, they are just going back to what they stopped us from doing. Wearing whatever we want. Not exactly whatever we want. Dress as skimpily. We did not have any problems with our bodies. Whether I was heavily built, whether I was thin, Africans did not worry about that. We were not worried about that. We're just okay. The simpler the life, the better. If life is simple, it is better. The Europeans come and try to complicate it. Now they are complicating everything. They are confusing even these policemen into thinking that maybe someone who is wearing a bum short is not well dressed, or rather is not covering a lot, or rather is leaving a lot for people's eyes. Is leaving nothing to imagination, which is not the case. Just look at these pictures of the Himba people. If you were to go there, or these Sani people of the Kalahari, they are also there in Zimbabwe, they are also there in South Africa. If you go in to visit these communities, are you going to rap these people? Because you are saying they are not covered well. And yet these people have not changed the way Africans used to dress. They've kept it. And they've lived with it, and they are proud of it. And some people actually visit Africa to look at this and actually think that maybe these people are very powerful for them to keep their tradition like this without actually changing it. It shows strength of character. And when you change to this European kind of thing, get confused. I think people are just confused. If you are that stupid, if you are that weak as to walk around, you see someone wearing palm shorts, you think maybe you have some sexual arousal, then you should never go out yourself. It's you who should not go out. Not to stop other people from going out because of your weak and decadent body. If you meet them, if you feel you want to go out, you meet them, don't look at them for a long time, because your feelings are too weak. You are so lousy, you can't control your feelings. How are you turned on by somebody who's just walking along in the street? Actually, to the point of thinking that maybe these people can get raped. People have been raped before who are wearing full clothes, who are wearing jeans, who are covering every part of their body. The rapists are just people who are sick in the mind. And when you are telling us that maybe, are you telling us that's how you think, that's how you reason, that's how stupid you are? If you go to out to other countries, or if you go out to the beach to swim, by chance you go out to the beach to swim where people are just, ladies are just dressed in bikinis, you are going to look at them and then start thinking that you can rape them. And this lady is just wearing palm shorts. Some people said it was a jumpsuit. I'm not very sure now, but it should have been bum shorts, because bum shorts are a bit shorter. But still, I think someone wearing bum shorts is fully dressed. And someone was commenting and saying maybe she, as a church person, you really, no, please, if your church has got some dress code, I think that is really a good thing. But then to really want to enforce decency as a way of dressing that the church really recommends on everyone, I think would be wrong, because some of the people that you meet in the street, I don't even go to your church. There are people who don't even have a church, or there are people who have churches that allow them to wear whatever they want. And there are families that allow their children or their members of the family to wear whatever they want. Anything they want, they can wear. So, what's your point? Actually, what is your point? Please, let us leave women alone. Let women wear what they want. Just like someone was mentioning that men can wear we call them muscle huggers, that leave almost every part of the flesh. Their muscles bulging, showing a lot of their bodies. We can only appreciate, but we'll never actually. I'm not a woman, but I am a man. But if I see a woman who is wearing bum shorts or who is wearing any other form of dressing, I can just appreciate that they are well dressed. And usually people who wear this kind of dressing, they are proud of their bodies. Their bodies are nice. You can't wear a bum short if your body is not maybe trim. They are just trying they're trying to flaunt what they have. If you have something that you think is nice, you have to flaunt it. That is what God has given you. We are not talking about indecent exposure here, whereby some people would have to show their private parts or other parts of the body. And in Africa here, we don't care about titties. In Europe, they would say if you are going to show off your breast, don't really expose your titties. But in the African sense, we don't care about titties. We just don't care, because it's us Africans. We don't care about small things like that. You will find out that Europeans don't care about titties. I mean, care a lot about titties, and then they talk about foursome. They talk about other things that are, if I mention here, are quite controversial. I won't mention them. There are a lot of very decadent, very backward things that they will do, and they say, cover your titties. We know that our women in the traditional sense would milk their babies in public without even thinking of, if I take out my breast, someone will see my breast and then see their teeth. It's this behavior that is brought up by civilization. Civilization has become so uncivilized in the way it approaches the world. Some of the communal behaviors that we end up being rather being punished for, and yet there's nothing wrong with them. It's a pity, really. I'm quite surprised. Women have got the freedom to wear what they want, and bum shorts. I think in Swaziland, the problem is you have been ruled by the king, a king who is an absolute king, and you are the only country in the world which is still living under a very old-fashioned archaic system, and you want to apply this to almost every aspect of human behavior, which doesn't work because the world is moving on. You have to accept that things change in most areas. Life is dynamic. There's no way life will remain the same. Like you have allowed it to remain the same, accepting the king as an absolute monarchy and ruling over you, displaying, or rather, displaying those virgins for him to pick from and things like that. It's a tradition, but some of these traditions should really move forward with the times. It's archaic to have an absolute monarchy. So you want to apply this in every aspect of your life. Certainly, life has to move on in other areas. And maybe when you remove the king, then that aspect of your life will also move, will catch up with what you'll be doing. I have nothing against having a full dress from up to downwards, but I also have nothing against wearing of pump shorts. Or a goof out, or maybe belly button out and things like that. You know, women are freer than they used to be, and let them be, please, because life has just changed. We used to obsess them so much, and you have such beautiful women there in Swaziland. If I'm to talk about Swaziland, very beautiful ladies. Swaziland, wherever top 10 beautiful women in Africa are mentioned, where there is even a categorization of top 10 beautiful countries where the most beautiful women are found, Swaziland is always there. It's always mentioned, sometimes coming number one. Some people would think that Swaziland comes number one. You have very beautiful women, and if they want, with nice bodies, if they want to flaunt their bodies without, of course, indecently exposing themselves, which I know they don't do that. They don't expose themselves indecently. Let them be. Actually, let it be. It might not be very palatable to you because you are not used to it. But you have to wake up and smell the coffee. Things are changing, and you have to accept that actually things are changing, and changing in a direction which you might not like. But that is life. You can't like everything, and you can't rule over everybody else's life because you feel in a certain way, and that certain way is what is to be what is to be practiced, because that's how you feel. People feel differently. I was saying that Swaziland has got very beautiful women, very submissive. The women in Swaziland are very submissive, beautiful and submissive, and most of them well educated, very fluent in English, and very, very articulate about many issues. Let me take Swangile as an example. Of course, people might not listen to women in Swaziland because I think the habit is that in Swaziland, people still look down upon women, which is why they parade their virgins for one crazy king to choose a woman, because that king is crazy. It's not even worth the salt, and it's not somebody that I can really think of as a decent person, as a person of any personal standing. He's just a stupid guy. You parade the ladies, the young ladies, for him to pick a wife. That's a tradition, of course, but I think you should have looked at the quality, at the disposition of your king. That king is stupid. He doesn't deserve that. So women are very submissive. For them just to stand there waiting for him to come and pick up, and then for him to have about 15 or more ladies just being loyal to him, that's the highest level of submission. Many women would not stand for that. I know some of the ladies have run away. Some have cheated. But I think generally we have to accept that women in Swaziland, they are very, 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 very submissive and loyal to their husbands. They have got loyalty of the highest order. And you Swazimen don't usually see this, because these people have always been with you. And people from outside see this and appreciate it. And as usual, people who stay with something don't see the beauty of it. The beauty of it can only be seen by someone who is coming from somewhere else. And that's very unfortunate. They are very loyal, respect their men to the max. They respect their men. Swaz women, they really do respect their men. Doing everything for them, whatever it takes. And some of these men are just, male chauvinistic pigs who think that women are nothing, and yet the Swazi women will still respect them. That's really, really very, very difficult on the part of the Swazi lady. And the Swazi system, Eswatini has got a dual system, Roman Dutch common law and Swazi customary law, and they operate side by side. And you find that women are still suffer under discrimination and the violence due to cultural and religious beliefs. Well, a lot of women are still suffering under men who haven't woken up to the reality that the world we live in, women need to really exercise their right. They need to be respected fully, and they need to be given all their human rights without us really abusing them for any other reason. Because traditionally in the African continent also in general, women were not respected. I think this is worse in Swaziland, because in Swaziland traditionally it is the custodian of our African culture, and because of that, some of the bad practices which were meted on women, they are still being practiced there in Swaziland. Women are still not respected. The violence against women is in some cases regarded as maybe justifiable or as necessary, which is wrong. And in Swaziland, most men still have got authority over women. And this shows why I think these people who assaulted this lady who was wearing bum shorts, I think were men. They think that it is their duty as men to discipline a lady who goes around in clothes that they really find disagreeable, and then they start assaulting her for that very reason. These are the traditions that are still embedded in the heads of some people who are still archaic in the way they reason. They can't see that the world has changed. Maybe they need to visit other places, need to visit other countries, so that they can see their eyes can be open to what is happening nowadays. And a lady wearing bum shorts is fully dressed, is well dressed, and she's just okay. If you go around the world and check what is happening around the world. And Swaziland doesn't respect women, because you discover that women who are married to the king, for example, if a king takes a wife, that wife is not a wife until she has fallen pregnant. If she is not pregnant, she remains a concubine for the king, and soon she will be thrown away simply because she can't give birth. Do you see how wrong that is? That's totally deplorable. Somebody cannot give birth and then you send them back away after sleeping with them maybe for 3 months simply because they can't give birth. That is the aspect of Swazi culture that should be done away with. Not concentrating on small issues, not concentrating on issues of no importance like wearing bum shorts. This is not African traditional dressing. Obviously, and certainly I'm 100% sure that this is not African traditional dressing. Maybe people want to adopt it as African traditional dressing for a part of Africa or a region of Africa or for the whole of Africa. I'm not very sure, because nowadays it is referred to commonly as African traditional dressing, but obviously and certainly and factually it is not African traditional dressing. Thank you so much, ladies and gentlemen. This is We Africa. Please subscribe to the channel and share with your friends, and to let us have the discussion going on. I know that I've ruffled a few feathers here because some people feel completely differently, and I understand that would happen because Swaziland is such a what do they call it? Swaziland is such a cultural, traditional society, and it doesn't welcome some changes that easily. I understand, but let us have the discussion. Let us continue the discussion. Let us have. I want to have your comments down there in the comment section, talking and discussing these issues, so that we can see what can be done. And I have made my ideas. I have made my opinion very clear, and that is exactly what I think. And I want you to comment on that. Thank you so much.